Am I live? I think I might be live. Hello, I think I might be live. I'm not entirely sure if I'm live or not. The stream says I'm live, so I'm going to assume I'm live. Just double check on my phone. So give me one sec, guys. Hello to anyone who's watching this. Welcome to my 13th live stream. I haven't done one in a week actually because I've not been too well and been out, I've been doing stuff. But I'm going to do two this week. I'll be doing another on Friday. Yep, I can hear me well. That's good. That's good. I don't want to. I don't want to make it so you guys can't hear me on the stream because that would be quite embarrassing for me personally. Imagine doing a stream and then realizing after you've done the stream that in fact you couldn't actually hear yourself. That has actually happened before once to me. Although it wasn't to do with audio. Once when I did one of my reactions of one of the Star Wars films and when I did my reaction of Empire Strikes Back, it turned out the picture hadn't come out well and basically it just turned out to be a black screen on the stream when I look back at it. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into my 13th live stream today. And today, I'm talking about some topics that aren't just some casual movie topics that are going around in the news right now in terms of movie and TV news. And those topics consist of The Kingsman, which is the new Kingsman prequel coming out this Christmas, and whether Hugh Jackman may be returning as Wolverine in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you don't know already. But anyway, before I do today, just say what this stream is about. Basically, once or twice, or maybe 3 times a week, I talk about current movie and TV topics that are going around in the movie and TV news right now. And so today, like I said, I'm talking about The Kingsman, I'm talking about, Hugh Jackman possibly returning as Wolverine, but at the same time, next week I might be talking about something to do like, I don't know, Black Widow's box office, or maybe a new Bond trailer release, might be talking about that next week, or something else entirely different. I just don't know yet. Maybe there's some news about Indiana Jones 5, maybe get our first official set photo of Indiana Jones 5, I don't know, we're going to have to wait and see about that, but you get the point. That's what these live streams are about. I talk about current movie and TV news going around in the movie and TV world right now. Also, if you want me to talk about anything in particular, please do let me know in the comment section below, particularly if you're watching this on playback and you want me to talk about anything in particular in my next live stream, let me know in the comment section below and I'll probably talk about it in my next live stream. Also, the live chat isn't working for me on my live stream today, so if you do put anything in the live chat today, I do apologise. I will try and get to look at it the best as possible. I'll have another look at it at the end of this live stream today, but for now my live chat is actually working on here, so if you do put anything in the live chat, thank you very much, but I don't know if I'll get to answer to the end of the live stream today. Also, some other housekeeping items, just because, well, I may as well say them anyway. First of all, I live in the country, so my hay fever is quite bad today. And so if I sound a bit bummed up today, it's because my hay fever is quite bad. And I'm not 100% again today. I haven't been well for a while, actually. I haven't been 100% for quite a while. My ear's still blocked. I'm going to get that looked at next week at some point. But yeah, my ear's still blocked, so I can only kind of hear well in one ear, which is going to be annoying later today because I'm going to watch Black Widow at the cinema later today, and the thing is though, oh god, I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy the experience because I'll only be able to hear the film on one ear. But anyway, I'm going to watch Black Widow later today, and I'd be interested to see how it is only really hearing on one ear at the moment. But so my ear's blocked up at the moment, and at the same time I've got hay fever, so if I sound a bit bummed up for any reason I sneeze in this live stream, I do apologise. It's just because I got hay fever and I do live in the country, and at the same time though, I live next to the main road, so if you do hear any cars going past during this live stream, I do apologise. If you hear like a tractor or a truck go past, I do apologise. I live next to a main road in the countryside, so the hay fever is quite bad where I am, and at the same time though, you might get some sound interference throughout this live stream, so I do apologise there. But without further ado, I'm going to power through this live stream today because I haven't actually done a video since Monday. Was it Monday or was it Sunday? No, Sunday actually. Sunday I uploaded my review of Cemetery Junction, which by the way is a delightful film, which I think everyone should go and see at least once in their lifetime. One of my all-time favourite feel-good films actually. I really like Cemetery Junction. Go and check out my review of that film, which I recently reviewed on this channel. But at the same time though, I haven't done a video in quite a while. I've got my review of Spider-Man 2, which I've already pre-recorded, coming soon, and my review of Black Widow coming later this week as well, because I'm seeing that later today. And at the same time though, I'm going to be doing loads more reviews in this in the future. I need to get back into watching things at the moment. I'm having a bit of a break because I've been ill, been busy, been doing a bunch of stuff. But for now, here is my live stream for today. I've gone on a bit of a ramble there, but so I'm going to stop myself and just going to get into my main topics for today. So as you can see, as you can see here, I'm talking about Kingsman later on in this live stream. But first of all, I'm actually going to talk about Hugh Jackman possibly returning as Wolverine in the MCU. Now, one thing I should say before I get into this live stream today is I might have to pause this live stream at some point today, I must admit, because I do have some things on order and I'm the only person in my house right now. So there is a chance I might have to pause this live stream today. Apologies if I do. I'll just put it on another screen or something. But there's a chance that I might have to pause the live stream for about 5 minutes today. If you're watching the playback, that's something that's important to you anyway, because I probably I have to pause it out. But there's a chance today, if you're watching this live, that I might have to pause the live stream, and I do apologise about that. Then anyway, without further ado, let's get into topic number 1, which is Wolverine returning to the MCU? Of course, Wolverine will return to the MCU at some point. But is Hugh Jackman returning to the MCU as Wolverine? Now, I want to say it was yesterday, but it might have been Monday. I can't get a day straight this week. It might have been yesterday where we saw Hugh Jackman possibly teasing his return to the character Wolverine. Now, if you give me a sec, I gotta get to the optical illusion. Whoa! Just give me a sec. Yes, if you go here to the screen run article, it says Hugh Jackman hints at Wolverine return in the MCU. One second, going to check my sound bars while fine here. Yeah, my sound bars will fine. Okay, well, yeah. Hugh Jackman hints at Wolverine return in the MCU. Hugh Jackman's Instagram story indicates that he may return as Wolverine in the MCU, posting Wolverine fan art and a picture with Kevin Feige. Now, if we scroll down here a bit, there we go. That was a fan art that he posted from Boss Logic. He reposted that from Boss Logic, and that's quite interesting. There you go, the Wolverine thing. It's got the 3 claws and everything. If you scroll down here a bit more, there is a picture of Hugh Jackman and Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige there, and Hugh Jackman there. Obviously, everyone knows who Hugh Jackman is. Great showman, Wolverine, so on and so on and so on. Kevin Feige, by the way, if you don't know already, is the head of Marvel Studios. He literally is the person behind, or probably the biggest franchise in the world right now, which is quite incredible. He's a I will give quite a lot of credit to him because he's managed to do quite a lot in terms of cinema. And, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the MCU movies, he has done quite well considering that. At the same time, though, he also posted a tribute to the late Richard Donner, the person who directed Superman, Goonies. He also directed Scrooge, which is one of my favourite Christmas films. And at the same time, though, he's directed loads of things. And sadly, Richard Donner, I think, passed away on Monday. And Hugh Jackman, I think, had worked with him before, so he posted this as well. Today, we lost one of the most talented, courageous, cheeky, funny, loyal directors to have ever made movies. Richard Donner. Deb and I lost a great friend. Deb must be his wife, Hugh Jackman's wife. Lauren, we send all our love to you and the whole family, the hundreds of dogs he rescued. Your movie stories, your laugh will always be in our hearts. So that's his little tribute to Richard Donner there. Like I said, the director of Superman, Goonies, Scrooged, so many fantastic movies. So many of which I haven't mentioned there. Sadly, he passed away the other day, but he left behind such an incredible career, and I really like Richard Donner, and there's Hugh Jackman's tribute to Richard Donner there. But anyway, at the same time though, like I said before, he also teased that he's possibly had a meeting with Kevin Feige, and he might be returning to the Wolverine role. Like I said, that's him and Kevin Feige there. I don't know when that was, but that might be hinting at something to do with the MCU, because Kevin Feige, like I said, is the head of the MCU. And at the same time though, here is some fan art from Wolverine. That's the word. I couldn't think of the word there. But anyway, if you scroll down here, let's read what the article says. It should be noted that this is far from confirmation that Jackman is returning to Wolverine. Yeah, there has been no official confirmation. This is just hinting. We should point that out. However, it's odd that he would post Wolverine fan art yesterday and then post a picture of him with Feige today. Previously, Jackman said that if the X-Men were to be introduced in the MCU, he would continue playing Wolverine. Didn't know he actually said that. When he made that comment back in 2017, it seemed unlikely that the X-Men would be involved in the MCU, since the rights to the X-Men... Yeah, it says he would continue playing Wolverine there. I wasn't sure if I read the article, but I thought after Logan, which was, Hugh Jackman's last performance as Wolverine, he would be giving up the role, but apparently he said he might be returning if the X-Men ever came in the MCU. I didn't even know that. But anyway, it seemed unlikely that the X-Men would be involved in the MCU, since the rights to the X-Men were still owned by Fox. Now the mutants joining the MCU is reality. Jackman's wish could come true if Disney wanted to hire him. Even though Disney is rebooting the X-Men characters, Jackman's return wouldn't be ruled out. Fans comparing a new actor to Jackman will be inevitable, because he will, or ultimately because Hugh Jackman's played that character for what? He played that character for like 17 years. He played that character the first X-Men film, which came out in 2000, and Logan, which came out in 2017. I still haven't seen Logan. I'm going to watch Logan very, very soon, because I really want to see Logan, by the way. But anyway, if Disney decides to recast his character, anyway, hiring Jack will not only prevent potential backlash, which is true, because otherwise, if hire someone else in Wolverine, there'll be ultimate backlash on every single fan base, around right now. There will be like, oh my god, he's not Hugh Jackman. They've ruined the Wolverine character. That's what would happen. That's what would inevitably happen. But anyway, continuing on with the article, but it'd also be a safe bet for the House of Mouse since Jackman's portrayal of Wolverine has been well received over the years. Marvel has even set themselves up with an easy way for Jackman's return, with Loki introducing the concept of the multiverse and alternate timelines, which is true, which I'm going on to later in this live stream. On the other hand, Logan had a proper send-off in 2017, so it may be better to cast a fresh face. Again, I haven't seen Logan, so I can't comment there. Disney is still years away from implementing the superhero team in the MCU, so it could be quite a while before the studio announces who will play Wolverine this time around. But many fans have been speculating with these posts, him with Kevin Feige there, and at the same time there's some fan art of the Wolverine with the claw and everything, that Hugh Jackman may be returning to the classic Wolverine role in the MCU. Personally, I don't think that's what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, just checking something there. Oh god, you want to see my back? No! But anyway, I personally, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think that I think that they're going to recast Wolverine in the MCU. I think that when the MCU boots X-Men, which they will do, by the way, I think that it's going to be completely new cast. And at the same time, though, I think someone else is going to play, Wolverine. I think Taron Egerton would be a good choice, which is a bit ironic because Taron Egerton worked with Hugh Jackman on the Eddie the Eagle film. But I think they're going to get a complete new cast for the X-Men films. And I should say, by the way, I'm a huge fan of the X-Men films, which Hugh Jackman has been in. I quite like some of them. There's some of them which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of X-Men Apocalypse. I'm not the biggest fan of X-Men Dark Phoenix. But I quite enjoyed X-Men Days of Future Past, and I quite enjoyed X-Men First Class. I also quite enjoyed X-Men 2 and the first X-Men as well, but I'm not a fan of X-Men The Last Stand. Wolverine films-wise, I saw, X-Men Origins of the Wolverine. I saw that was not for me. Did not like that film, really, to be honest. And at the same time, though, I haven't seen The Wolverine, and I also haven't seen Logan, so I can't really comment there. But I do think Hugh Jackman's portrayal as Wolverine is great. But I must admit, Wolverine is not one of my favourite characters in the X-Men films. I mean, in fact, my favourite characters are Charles Xavier, Magneto, and Quicksilver when he popped up in there. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the films Quicksilver popped to me, I mean, I like X-Men Days of Future Past quite a lot, which is a film that introduced, Quicksilver into the Fox X-Men universe. Even so, I'm quite a big fan of X-Men Days of Future Past. I'm not a fan of X-Men Apocalypse, which Quicksilver is in, and I'm also not a fan of X-Men Dark Phoenix, which Quicksilver also appears in as well. But the thing is, though, I'd probably say that Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is my fourth favourite, X-Men character, or Fox X-Men character, whichever one you refer to me as. And the thing is, though, I don't think they're going to bring Wolverine back as Wolverine. Sorry, I can't speak well today. I don't think they're going to bring back Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the MCU. I don't think it's going to be the MCU Wolverine. Like, I might be wrong there, but I just don't think that's going to happen. But what I do think could happen, and here's a strong possibility, is he comes in via the multiverse in a little film that's coming out next March called Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. That could happen. Bear in mind, I think they're probably going to be doing reshoots for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse right now, because I know that film finished shooting, but Marvel always returns to their films after to do reshoots on it, so they're probably doing reshoots right now. And in fact, not too long ago, we did actually got a tease that Ryan Reynolds is returning to the role as Deadpool. So maybe, and this is a maybe here, I've got no inside information. It's only me. Of course, I've got no inside information, but maybe, just maybe, we have Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in a post-credit scene in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It's not completely off guard. It's the kind of thing that Kevin Feige would do just to please fans. Like Feige, who produced all these Marvel films, he's a huge fan please. I mean, just look at Avengers Endgame. That pleased loads of fans. Personally, not me, but most of the fans, I'm in the minority there, because most of the fans in the world loved Avengers Endgame, and I'm happy that people did. The thing is, though, it's the sort of thing which I think Hugh Jackman, it's the sort of thing which I think Kevin Feige would do, just to, make fans go a bit wild. Oh my god, look, it's Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, in a post-credit scene together in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. It's something which could happen. Because also, bear in mind what that film's called. Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse implies that there's going to be different story, alternative timelines and everything. Bear in mind we have Spider-Man No Way Home coming out later this year, which is pretty much confirmed to have Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man in, and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man returning in that film. So it wouldn't be completely unheard of that maybe in Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, we have the Fox X-Men characters coming to it, and maybe Hugh Jackman returns as Wolverine in that film. However, I still have my doubts, because in the end, I don't know where Screen Rant got that quote from, that Hugh Jackman said he would play Wolverine if the MCU introduced those characters, introduced the mutants into, the MCU world. But I don't know where they got the quote from. But what I heard, Hugh Jackman was done playing Wolverine after Logan, the 2017 film Logan. And I don't know, maybe if it was a cameo in Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, which is a strong possibility, we should point that out, but still, I don't know, I can't see it happening, to be honest. I can't see him coming back as Wolverine. I think it'll be a long shot. I don't think it's completely impossible. Like I said, I think the possibility there is in that film, but I think it's more than unlikely that is not coming back, to be honest. I don't think he's going to be back with Wolverine. Maybe we have a cameo with him in a future X-Men film. Maybe the new person playing Wolverine is going to see Hugh Jackman in one scene. If anyone's seen, J.J. Abrams' Star Trek film, which came out in 2009, the first one, we had the Leonard Nimoy pop up in there as, what's his name? Oh, I'm not a Star Trek fan, so I don't know the name, but what's his name? Spock, that's it, Spock. We have Leonard Nimoy pop up as an older Spock in the J.J. Abrams' first Star Trek film back in 2009, where we actually have Zachary Quinto playing Spock in that film. So we have kind of like two Spocks meeting each other in that film. Maybe in a future X-Men film, maybe something like that happens. Maybe have the person who playing the MCU Wolverine meet sort of Hugh Jackman Wolverine, some sort of like multiverse thing in a future X-Men film. But that'll be way down the line. They haven't even said when they're introducing X-Men into the MCU yet. But the thing is, though, maybe it happens in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Bear in mind, that film does have the word multiverse in the title, but still, I don't see it happening, to be honest, in the near distant future. It could, I'm not saying it's impossible, and maybe Hugh Jackman is hinting at something, but to be honest, I think it's more than likely that he's not returning to play Wolverine in the MCU. But I could be wrong. It's not the first time I've been wrong ever, and I doubt. It could be returning, but I doubt it, because I remember, I saw him on an interview on Graham Norton with Patrick Stewart, and they're promoting Logan, which came out in 2017, and they're both saying that this is going to be their farewell to the characters, and I just don't think they'll be returning. But saying that though, I wouldn't be surprised if he came back as a cameo role in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I don't know, we have to wait and see. But personally, I don't see Hugh Jackman returns to Wolverine, even with those hints. Because bear in mind, look how old he is now, and I don't think he wants to get into that shape again. He was talking, I watched so many interviews when he talked about how he has to get into, this really unique shape to play Wolverine. I just can't see him doing that at the age he is now. I think he's getting more interesting roles as well. Like, I know he's going to go and do Greatest Showman 2, which is going to come out at some point as well, which I wasn't the biggest fan of Greatest Showman, but I'll be interested to see where a sequel goes with that idea. And at the same time, he's got loads of films coming out later this year as well. There's another film that's coming out pretty soon. But personally, I just don't see him returning to the role as Wolverine. But I could be completely wrong, and maybe he comes back in a quite big role in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and maybe he actually becomes the MCU's Wolverine. I highly doubt that, but never say never. And so that was topic number 1 today. Is Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine with those hints that we saw before? I highly doubt it, but never say never, like I said before. But anyway, that's topic number 1 today. Let's move on to topic number 2. And topic number 2, I'm going to be Irish there. Topic number 2 today is the Kingsman. Yes, I got onto the right side there. The Kingsman. And what I'm saying about this film and everything. Let's talk about the Kingsman a bit. I don't think many people actually know that this film's coming out later this year. I generally don't think many people actually know this film's coming out later this year. I'm not joking there, because I do, but that's because I'm a huge, I love hearing about, current movie and TV news and everything. I'm a huge movie buff and everything. I'm a huge film buff. The thing is, that's how I know about this film coming out this year, because I'm a huge fan of the Kingsman franchise. I should say here, I have talked about the Kingsman film previously on this channel. I've actually done my reviews of both previous films, Kingsman the Secret Service, first Kingsman film, and the sequel to that, Kingsman the Golden Circle. I love Kingsman the Secret Service. It's one of my all-time favourite films, and not because I think it's a brilliant film or anything like that, although I do actually think it's very, very good, because it's just one of those films which I stick on and it makes me smile. The first Kingsman film, I stick on and it makes me smile, and I just go along with it, and I really, really enjoy it. I love the fact that it plays on the spy drama, but it has a serious side to it as well. The whole story to do with Eggs and his mother and everything. His mother's in an abusive relation with that film, but then you got all the fun stuff to do with Eggs, training to be a Kingsman. Then you got the story to do with Samuel Jackson's character franchise in the first film when, he's Valentine, this Ian person who's implanting, like, oh, what's it like? He's implanting thing, something into, like, oh, what's the word? I can't think of the word today. I can't think of words. I'm really struggling with my words today. I can't think of them right now. What's the word? Implants into people's necks, and basically the implants blow up, and everyone starts, dancing and everything. Oh, it's such a great film. Or if you haven't checked out the first Kingsman, by the way, Kingsman: The Secret Service, it's such a brilliant film. Go and treat yourself tonight. Go and check out Kingsman: Secret Service if you haven't. Or if you haven't even watched it in a while, it's such a good film, and I just can't recommend it enough. And so I'm a huge fan of the first Kingsman film. And naturally, I was very excited to watch Kingsman: The Golden Circle when it came out in 2017. By the way, we haven't had a Kingsman film since 2017. Wow. But anyway, I was very excited to see Kingsman: The Golden Circle when it came out in 2017. And I must admit, I was slightly disappointed by the film, but I still quite enjoy the second one. I know a lot of people are going against the second film. Personally, I still enjoy it to a large degree. Even so, it is very stupid and it is a huge step down from the first Kingsman film. I still enjoy seeing Elton John doing all the ninja kicks and everything. I still enjoyed seeing Colin Firth back as, what's his name? Harry? Yeah, Harry in the Kingsman film, in the second Kingsman film. I still enjoyed that film quite a lot. I enjoyed Julianne Moore's villain, even though she felt like it was from a different film. I enjoyed seeing all these different people in there. I enjoyed seeing Jeff Bridges in there, Pedro Pascal, Channing Tatum, Halle Berry. I enjoyed the film quite a lot, you get my point. But the thing is, though, it does have some huge problems, that film, and it is a step down from the first Kingsman film, in my opinion. But the thing is, though, like I said, I still enjoy it, and I get why a lot of people don't, but personally, I still enjoy Kingsman: The Golden Circle quite a lot. But anyway, even so I've had my reservations about Kingsman: The Golden Circle, like I said, I still enjoyed it. So naturally, I was quite excited to see where this Kingsman franchise went after the second film, whether they're going to continue that current story, with, with Eggsy, Harry, and the whole Kingsman, in present day, or whether they're going to do something else. Like I heard one stage might do a spin-off to do with Statesman, which is, we meet them in the second Kingsman film, like Jeff Bridges, Channing Tatum, Pedro Pascal's character, and so on and so on and so on. They're all like the Statesman, the Kingsman's American cousins, which we meet in the second Kingsman film. I heard one stage might be doing a spin-off with that. I haven't heard anything about that since, but I did also hear that they might be doing a prequel to the Kingsman franchise with this little film, Kingsman, the Kingsman. I'm about to say the Kingsman, there's something, but then it's just called The Kingsman. And honestly, I had my reservations when I first heard about it, but then I saw the trailer for this film, and oh my god, the first trailer for this film got me so excited. And I just remember, it was back in 2019, that the first trailer for this film came out in 2019. Let's just think about that for a sec. 2019, the first trailer came out for this film. Wow. But anyway, we got the first trailer for the film back in 2019, and the original release date for the film was going to come out in February 2020. But then for some reason, after Disney bought Fox, this movie got pushed back till, September 2020, which was a bit weird. It got me a bit worried for the movie, because it was not before the pandemic or anything. I mean, the pandemic was kind of around at that point. The whole coronavirus thing was kind of around at that point in February 2020, but films were still coming out at that point in 2020. Bear in mind, Birds of Prey came out in February 2020, so films were still coming out at that point. But the thing is, though, so it's got nothing to do with the pandemic, so to say that. But the thing is, though, after Disney bought Fox, some reason this film got pushed back. And that kind of worried me, that maybe Disney wanted big change on this film. I might be completely wrong there, and maybe, the film that is going to come out this Christmas, because that's when this film is eventually going to come out. And pardon me there, maybe when this film does eventually come out, maybe it is the film we were always going to see, and maybe this film hasn't been changed. I highly doubt that, because this film got pushed back, and bear in mind, this was before the pandemic even came into, full fruition. This before the pandemic even properly started pushing movies back and everything, and movies started to really get delayed. This movie got pushed back from February 2020 to September 2020, all because of the fact that Disney now on Fox. And so that got me worried about this movie. Maybe Disney didn't like something about this movie, maybe wanted long reshoots on this movie or something like that. And that's got me worried about it. But saying that, though, the movie got pushed back to September 2020, and I'm still excited for it. But then obviously the pandemic came around, and this movie got delayed again. It got delayed to February 2021, and then ultimately now it got delayed to Christmas 2021, which is when this film is coming out. It's coming out December 22nd, 2021. And I must admit, all that kind of worries me. Can't even speak today. All that kind of worries me, because I want to be more excited about this movie than I actually am. I'm a huge fan of the Kingsman franchise, like I said about 5 times already. But the thing is, though, I don't have as much excitement for this film as I want to. I want to be really, really excited about this film, counting down the days till it comes out. The fact is, though, there's other movies coming out this year that I'm just far more excited for now. Last Night in Soho, Dune, The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson's new film, loads of other films coming out, The Eternals. I'm even more excited for The Eternals, a Marvel film over a Kingsman film. I never thought I'd say that. I'm even more excited to see, Spielberg's West Side Story and Spider-Man No Way Home and loads of other films, which just haven't been released. But the thing is, though, The Kingsman isn't really at the top of my most anticipated films for this year. It's still in the list, by the way. I'd probably say it's 8th on my most anticipated films for this year, but it isn't number 1. And I want it to be number 1, but it isn't. And that's for a number of reasons, because it keeps getting pushed back. Anytime you push a film back, you ultimately lose a bit of buzz for this film. And bear in mind, I think, this film's been pushed back 4 times. 4 times. And it's not even confirmed that this film will come out this Christmas. Because anything can happen. So the thing is, it's coming out Christmas when 2 of my other most anticipated films are coming out as well. Spielberg's West Side Story comes out December 17th, this Christmas. Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm pretty sure comes out around a similar time. And, Spider-Man No Way Home is my most anticipated film for this year because I love the MCU Spider-Man films and I've been hearing loads about this new Spider-Man film and I'm really excited about it. And the thing is, Spielberg's West Side Story, I'm a huge fan of Steven Spielberg. Fingers crossed that movie comes out really well. It's his first time directing a musical, so I'm really excited for his version of West Side Story. But the thing is, though, the Kingsman just kind of slipped in there. I'd be watching, Spielberg's West Side Story, Spider-Man No Way Home, and then the Kingsman on December the 22nd. It just feels a bit too much. It feels like the Kingsman just won too much there for me. I like a good Christmas movie, don't get me wrong. I like to go to the movies at Christmas. I like to go to the cinema at Christmas and go and watch, a really good movie. Like last year, obviously didn't go last year, but the year before, I saw Star Wars Skywalker about 4 times at Christmas. The year before that, I saw Aquaman and Mary Poppins Return. So I'm not too bothered about 2 movies coming out at Christmas, because I kind of like the whole idea of going to cinema at Christmas. It's like one of my favourite things to do at Christmas, actually, is to go to the cinema. And I was really upset when I didn't actually go, because we couldn't go to cinema last year because of the pandemic. So this year, I'm really excited to go back to the cinema at Christmas. Fingers crossed we still can. But the thing is, though, the Kingsman just feels like one too much coming out this Christmas, in my opinion. Bear in mind, this is just coming out from Disney as well. Spielberg's West Side Story, that's going to be a Disney-produced movie. Spider-Man No Way Home, that's obviously MCU, so Disney. And obviously the Kingsman, that's Disney. Bear in mind, it's not just Disney films coming out this Christmas. There's going to be loads of other films as well. I can't think of it on the top of my head, but there will be some Christmas films coming out as well. And it feels like one too many films, and I'm just not I'm not that excited for this film anymore, and that's really disappointing for me personally. I want to be more excited than I am. The thing is, though, I'll be really excited for, Spielberg's next film, West Side Story. I'll be really, really excited for Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm probably going to see that midnight. And then The Kingsman, I just feel like, oh, that's still going to come out. Oh, that's okay. I'll go and watch it. Maybe December 22nd. Maybe I'll even wait till after Christmas to watch this movie. And that's something I never expected to say. I mean, I think the movie looks great. I'm not saying the movie looks bad or anything. Because it's been pushed back so many times, and because, I don't know, it's coming out around the same time as these other movies, and after other movies that I'm more excited for as well, like Last Night in Soho, Edgar Wright's new film, the new Dune movie, Dune, Denis Villeneuve's Dune, which I'm very excited for, and, loads of other movies as well, it's coming out after Bond, even though I'm not really excited for Bond. I'll be interested to see what Bond turns out like. It's coming out after Bond, it's coming out after Dune, it's coming out after Last Night in Soho, it's coming out after The French Dispatch, it's coming out after West Side Story, it's coming out after Spider-Man No Way Home, and it just feels like, oh, it's coming out finally, but I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be be received that well in terms of box office. It may come out and may be absolutely brilliant, and fingers crossed it is, and fingers crossed it reignites my love of the Kingsman franchise. Because even so, I do really like the first one. The second one was a bit disappointing, and I haven't really been that excited for a new Kingsman movie yet, to be honest. And fingers crossed there's a new trailer for this movie released in November, which really sparked my interest in it. I go to watch it at Christmas, and fingers crossed it reignites my love of the Kingsman franchise, which I kind of lost a bit in the past year or so because we haven't had a new Kingsman movie for quite a while. So I don't know. I'm excited for it, but I wish I was more excited for it, and I wish this movie was coming out sooner. I wish this movie was coming out in November. Why can this movie come out in November? Why does it have to come out Christmas around the same time as Spielberg's West Side Story and Spider-Man No Way Home? Spider-Man No Way Home is my most anticipated movie for this year, so I'm gonna be more excited for that than I am for this. And I kind of wish it was coming out sooner. Now, like I said before, it may come out and it may be absolutely brilliant, and fingers crossed it is. But honestly, I think this film may fail at the box office. Like I said, it's coming out around the same time as Spider-Man No Way Home, a film which has got so much buzz surrounding around it, surrounding the film. Spider-Man No Way Home has got so much buzz surrounding it, and bear in mind, that film's not even coming out for another 6 months. I've heard virtually no buzz over the Kingsman. Now, that may change when we get, closer to Christmas this year, but honestly, I don't see that personally. And I wish I did. I wish I felt more excited for this film. I wish that it was up there with my most anticipated film for this year, but it's not. But fingers crossed, it's still brilliant. Fingers crossed, Matthew Vaughn makes a really good film here. By the way, if you don't know who Matthew Vaughn is, he directed the first Kingsman and the second Kingsman as well, and he's also directing this film as well. So fingers crossed, Matthew Vaughn, who, directs such amazing films in my opinion, well, he normally does anyway. I'm not the biggest fan of Kingsman the Golden Circle, but he's also directed such famous films as, X-Men First Class, Kick-Ass, like I said, the first Kingsman, which I'm more big fan of. I'm a fan of all of those 3 movies. And so fingers crossed he pulls it out of the bag with this movie as well. But I just don't know. I'm not that excited for it anymore. I think the trailers look great. I really enjoyed the trailers. I love the fact that Ray Fiennes in this. He plays, the one who plays Voldemort. He's in there. He's on the poster. I love the fact that, Jimon Huso, I might be pronouncing his name wrong here, but Jimon Honsu, I might be pronouncing his name wrong there. The black guy on the poster. I'm really excited to see him in there. I'm also excited to see the fact that it looks like there can be 3 Tom Hollanders in this movie. That's quite exciting in my opinion. At the same time, though, Gemma Arterson's in there. She looks like it's going to be great in there. And I love the fact that it's a World War One setting as well. I love the fact that the film's set in World War One, which I think is quite exciting as well. We're going to get like a World War One Kingsman movie. I think that's a really exciting idea. But the thing is though, I wish I was more excited for it. That's all I'm saying in the end. And I think the fact that it's coming out Christmas around the same time as my other most anticipated films, and at the same time the fact that the film kept on being pushed back and kept on being delayed, it's lost my interest a bit. I wish this film was coming in November. I'd be far more excited for it there. But to be honest, it's not in the end. It's coming out Christmas. Fingers crossed it's so great. And by the way, it says February 14th there. I should say it's not. That must be like a post that was released ages ago, because that film did not come out February 14th, and it's not coming out February 2022. It still says it's coming out this Christmas. Fingers crossed it still does. Hopefully it surprised me. Hopefully I absolutely love it. But I also think it might feel at the box office, by the way, because it's coming out, like I said, around the same time as Spider-Man No Way Home, and maybe which people will go and see. And I don't know. I hope I'm very surprised by this movie. I hope it proves me wrong. Hopefully it proves me wrong. Hopefully it does really well at the box office, and maybe it reignites my love of the Kingsman franchise. But I just don't see that at the moment, in my opinion. And so that's kind of what I'm saying about the Kingsman so far. Maybe I love it, maybe I hate it, but until Christmas, it's so long away still. Until Christmas, until December 22nd, we'll have to wait and see. But still, December 22nd. I honestly feel sorry for the movie. It's been delayed. It looked like one of the times it was being delayed wasn't really their fault, to be honest. It looked like it was more Disney fault because Disney acquired Fox, and then for some reason Disney wanted the movie to be pushed back from February 2020 till September 2020. So for some reason they got pushed back. It didn't look like it was their fault, and then obviously the pandemic came around. It wasn't their fault that the pandemic pushed this movie back. It's not any movie's fault that the pandemic's pushed the movies back, and the Kingsman is kind of a victim of the pandemic. It's been pushed back again. But the fact is, fingers crossed it comes out, and I really like it. But honestly, I don't have much hope for it at the moment. But maybe a trailer gets released, and it really excites me. There was a special look of this film. There was a special look kind of teaser trailer of this film that was released yesterday, which is kind of why I brought this up today. Actually, I forgot to mention there was a special look released yesterday, and the special look kind of interests me a little bit as well. There's a lot of the actors in the film, like Ray Fiennes and Jimon Honsu, talking in the little special look that got released yesterday, talking about, oh my god, the movie's fantastic. It got some like fantastic action sequence in the film and everything like that. Fingers crossed that maybe it really surprised me, and actually I really like this film. But honestly, I don't know. I'm just not that excited for anymore, which is a bit sad to say. But anyway, that's topic number 2 today. I did a little bit of talking about the Kingsman. Maybe I may talk about it again when we get close to it in the near distant future. The reason I brought it up today is because the special look was released yesterday. The special look looked good, by the way. I kind of like the look of that, the trailer that was released yesterday. But honestly, I want to see a new trailer that really ignites my interest in this film again. And I don't know if we will. I don't know if we'll get another trailer anytime soon. But fingers crossed the movie's great. But honestly, I just can't help but feel it might fail at the box office and just not be as good as we hope, because Disney is starting it around the same time as Spielberg's West Side Story and Spider-Man Home, which is movies that they're also producing as well. So it feels like they're just kind of getting this movie out for the sake of getting it out, because they're trying to put this movie out and trying to not get as much interest in it as possible, because it's coming out around the same time as two other big movies that they are also producing. But fingers crossed it's good, and fingers crossed I really like it. But honestly, I don't have much hope for it right now. And so that was topic number 2 today. My opinion on The Kingsman so far. Fingers crossed I change my opinion on it when it comes around to Christmas, but for now, just not that interested in it. But anyway, that was my live stream for today. Sorry if I rambled on a bit and I repeated myself quite a few times. It's because I'm not 100% today and my brain's a bit all over the place. I'm not feeling 100%, but I am going to watch Black Widow later, so that'll be interesting to see how it turns out. I'll only be able to hear Black Widow on one ear and everything, but still, you know, thank you for watching today if you have already. I'm a bit all over the place and I do apologise about that. I better just check that no one put anything in the live chat. Pardon me, by the way. Just checking something on the computer right now. But anyway, yes, just checking that no one's put anything in the live chat, because the live chat is not showing up for me. Nope, no one's put anything in the live chat on my phone. So thank you for watching if you have, by the way, and look forward to many more, both film and TV reviews and live streams. Hopefully live streams better than this one today, coming very, very soon on this channel. Thank you for watching if you have already, and sorry for rambling on a bit, but I'm not feeling 100%, but I powered through just for you guys. I look forward to many more film reviews coming later on in this week, and probably another live stream coming on later in this week as well, probably Friday, so look forward to that. And if you want me to talk about anything particularly in that next live stream, please do let me know. Just get my camera a bit, just my camera a bit there. Please do let me know in the live chat if you want me to talk about anything particularly in the next live stream. But until then, thank you as always watching, and look forward to what this channel's got installed in the near distant future.